Yeah, welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions Saturday Night Live 114. All right, we've got a great crowd already going here. We got Drone Views Media, uh, Jody Drone Shots. Hello, hello, Andrew Siverfots. Welcome, welcome. Gary Bauer, Mel 400 AGL, and then I saw Fly Zone Drones earlier. All right, we got a great show today. We're going to talk about the Tomzon Flying Pig. We'll talk about that and all sorts of interesting stuff. But first, let's do on this day in history. Oh, well, getting a message. All right, hopefully Keith will be joining me momentarily. All right, let's go to history. In 1348, a ship from Bordeaux carrying the plague lands in Melcombe Regis, now Weymouth, Dorset. 1360, Treaty of Brecany, signed by the English and French, ending the first phase of the Hundred Years' War. 1450, Jack Cade's Rebellion, the Kenishman Revolt against Henry VI. 1521, Parliament of Worms installs the edict against Martin Luther. All right, let's go on to film and television. 1912, film and television production and distribution studio Paramount Pictures is founded. 1952, the 5th British Film and Television Award, Le Ronde wins Best Film. 1953, WIPB TV Channel 29 in Muncie, Indiana, PBS, begins broadcasting. 1958, Dracula film starring Christopher Lee as the eponymous, the vampire. Directed by Terence Fisher, is the first Hammer horror film release. 1978, ABC TV airs Stars Salute Israel at 30. 1993, ABC's Master Bowling Tournament won by Phil Ware. Now, why wouldn't that be in sports? Anyway. 1994, the 500th commentary by Andy Rooney on 60 Minutes. In 2001, the 36th Academy of Country Music Awards, Faith Hill and Toby Keith wins. All right, and off to sports. 1878, the first unassisted triple play in organized baseball by Paul Hines. 1896, Yorkshire cricket all out for 887 against Warwickshire. 1897, the 32nd Preakness T. Thorpe aboard Paul Cover wins in 151 and a quarter. 1906, Philadelphia A's pitcher Chief Benders plays outfield and hits 2 home runs. 1907, Boston's Big Jeff Pfeiffer no hits the Cincinnati Reds 6-0. 1907, Canadian Tommy Burns retains the World Heavyweight Boxing title after beating Philadelphia Jack O'Brien on points in 20 rounds in Los Angeles, California. 1909, American Albert Raines runs the world record marathon in 2 hours, 46 minutes, 4.6 seconds in New York City. Also in 1909, British runner Henry Barrett runs the world record marathon in 4 hours, 42 minutes, and 31 seconds in the Polytechnic Marathon in London. And that's all on this day in history. Alrighty, so we got a good crowd coming up. Also, we've had some passings of some celebrities. Number one, Johnny Crawford, who played Mark McCain on The Rifleman. He was the son of Lucas McCain on The Rifleman. He was 75 years old, had Alzheimer's, and it sounds like COVID got him. Also, Billy Hayes. Yeah, Billy Hayes, if you don't remember H.R. Puffin stuff, she played Witchy Poo on that. She was 96 years old. Wow. And also, just recently passed away, Tawny McCain. Yeah. I'm going to have to... Yeah, Tawny Kitane. Yeah, if you remember her, she was the lovely model that was in several MTV videos. She was in a White Snake video. Here I Go Again, and she was in Rats Round and Round, and she died. It sounds like substance abuse. So she had a history of substance abuse. So it's either an OD or complications from alcoholism. Sad story. She was only 59 years old. She was also on the new WKRP show. All right, we got some new people join in. Legwork, welcome to the show. Brian, TDR, Drones and E-Bites, and Ron Brown, the Band of Renown, or Drone of Renown. Expat at the Jersey Shore. Hello, hello. Hey, we've got our first panelist all the way from way out there, way past the Philippines, all the way from the land called Thailand. It is Keith. Let's welcome to the show.
Morning, Art.
Welcome.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks
Good,
for
good.
joining in, so I don't have to do all the talking tonight.
You're welcome, sir. You might have to give me a couple of seconds. It's just gone past 6 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm just getting up, just getting the cogs moving. But how are we doing over there, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. The weather was pretty nice, in the mid-70s, cloudy, but it was windy, so did some drone flying and got a chance to fly this outside.
I saw that. I saw you post a picture of that yesterday. How does it fly? Is it like a GPS drone, or is it more like a
No, it's
sort
not
of
a
FPV?
GPS drone. It comes with a little tiny controller, and it has LED lights, which
Cool.
is really cool. And I
Cool.
posted a video of it where I was flying in the dark. Okay, my mic is a little low, maybe. Okay. How's
That's
that,
better.
Neil? Is that a little better?
Yeah, it does sound okay now.
Like I'm too far away from the mic?
No, it's okay now. It's possibly a bit too close. You might want to knock your gain down slightly.
All right. How's that?
Yeah,
Better?
better. Yeah.
Good, good. So what I
But
did today is I flew this outside, and it does not like the wind.
did did it survive the window? Is more the question.
Well, it landed in a tree, and luckily for me, it landed on the ground after that. No damage. So
How does it fly? Is it more like an FPV drone in the fact that your left is the acceleration, or is it more like a
it's more like
Mavic?
well, it's like any toy drone with no GPS, no camera. However, it does have sensors on the bottom,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
I suspect that's a sensor as well, unless it's a camera that maybe a firmware update will make that work. I don't know, but flies pretty good indoors unless your furnace is running, because you know how when the furnace kicks in, you get kind of these eddies in your room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks. I think I flew a toy drone about 5 years ago, and I remember that you kind of the left is a bit more sort of FPV style in the fact that you
Yeah.
have to lift. It controls your acceleration more than it does your how do I say it, sort of height, I
Well,
suppose, when
yeah.
you're
Mhm.
flying a GPS drone. It's been a long while since I've flown a non-GPS drone, I'll be honest, but that does look pretty cool. Some toy drones are really, really good fun.
Mhm. And this was sent to me by a subscriber, uh, Keith, Chris Wedgeworth sent me this.
Ah, I've seen him in the chat a couple of times actually. He's
Yep.
been onto one of the streams that I've done before as well, so that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also, I got a package this week. I got a package from Mike Roach, and he sent me a Mavic Air.
Cool.
Remember how I lost my Mavic Air in the lake near my house?
Yes,
Well,
yes, I do remember watching that.
he sent me a replacement. Not only the drone itself, but 5 batteries and a
Um,
charger and the
I
controller and
which color is it? Which color have you got?
oh, it's the white one, the Arctic
I,
white.
I like I had the white one. I got a Mavic Air the day that they came out, and I had quite a lot of troubles with it. But now that they fixed it, it's a very good drone. But when it first came out, like a lot of DJI drones, it had quite a few issues in the fact that it'd like to smack into the ground. Um, I am trying to do that. I'm not quite sure why it's so loud. I'm trying to figure that out. Hang on, bear with me.
Yeah, and Drone Views says my volume's too low. There we go. I upped it a little bit. All right, and then we got Bill from Coast to Coast Drones, and we also have Charlie Mafia of Drone Site. So, but
Morning,
wait,
Bill.
Keith, that's not all. Look what else came in the package.
Oh, is that Hero 7?
07 Black.
I've got one of those. They're pretty good, the Hero 7s.
Yes.
It's
But
the
wait,
first.
that's not
Go on.
all.
Oh, an Osmo Pocket.
Yeah.
Now
Mm-hmm.
that is cool.
But wait,
Um,
that's not all. came with this.
Is that
The thing. Put your
a mount for the Osmo?
yep. I used it today and got a great video. Here's what I did. I got the Mavic Air up in the air, and then I flew the pig drone to get some views from another drone. And unfortunately, all you see is the drone going by and into the tree.
Oh dear. um, the GoPro that you've got there, that's got really good image stabilization on it. It was the first sort of GoPro to have it. I mean, the only thing is it is a GoPro, so it will crash every 5 minutes, but when it does work, it's really, really good.
Yes, I noticed when you first start it up, after a minute or so, it'll crash, and you gotta start it again. And then it's fine after that.
I used to get issues when you're charging it. If you take the memory card out of it, it will fully charge. If the memory card is in there, sometimes it will charge to about 80 to 90%, and then it will just give up. So that's a tip. But when you get them working, they are really, really good. My wife made me buy one, so because she used to do a lot of snorkeling, so she wanted a decent one, so she took that with her, and it's held up well for 3 years. It's a pretty good little machine, but it's GoPro, so they crash a lot. I think it's just something that you get with them. But the Osmo's really good. I use that a lot. I love the Osmo Pocket. It's a very, very good little camera.
Well, I use the Osmo Pocket as my main camera, and then I put this on a smaller tripod and set it next to me, and you can see both drones taking off and landing. Well, actually, you'll see the Mavic Air landing. You don't see the other drone landing. But yeah, I got some interesting shots, and tomorrow morning I'll be working on editing those and getting it down to a nice video. I will include some video of me flying around my apartment and the nighttime video where you see the lights working on the drone, which is pretty cool.
It's I as I say, I like the Mavic Air. It was a good drone once they fixed the issues with it. When it first came out, it had numerous issues. Like if for whatever reason it had to do a return to home, mine would just smack into the ground. It would smack into the ground, bounce off the ground, and land back again. And it was an issue that DJI didn't acknowledge until after I'd parted with it, because there was too many issues with it. Then they fixed it in a firmware upgrade. I've flown the drone since I had it, and with the only issue I still have with it is it sounds like some very angry bees. But apart from that,
Yes,
it's a very good little drone for the size of drone at the time, and the way it flies. It's really good. And you get very good video out of it. It's an extremely capable little drone, and you should have a lot of fun with it. Have you had one before? Have you flown one before, or is this your first experience with the Air?
My second one to replace the one that landed.
Oh yes. Sorry, brain.
Yeah.
Sorry, still early in the morning.
I know it's early.
But yeah, it's I as I said, yeah, I love it. It's a very good little drone. You should have a lot of fun with that.
Hello, Chris Hope. Welcome to the show. Yeah, it sounds like a swarm of angry bees.
It does. That's one thing that DJI has managed to do, is quieten down their drones. But there are third-party props companies out there that make quieter props for it. Master Air Screws.
All right, welcome all the way from Huntington, Tennessee. Let's welcome the Big Cheese, the Big Kahuna, Ken Heron. who's disappeared. Oh, there he is.
Hey,
I
anyone who's anyone has one of these.
Yes,
Oh
that's
my
right.
God. Oh my God, this looks just like that guy.
You're pointing. Yeah, it does kind of look like
Does
that
it look
guy.
like him? It looks like that dude.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Mr. Keithy.
Hiya, Ken. How you doing?
Good, how are you? I am,
I'm a bit tired.
are you tired?
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. in Thailand, where he's at.
Oh, Thailand.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that wrong? Okay. Wow. Is it
It's,
already Friday? What day is it there? It's already tomorrow, isn't it?
Sunday morning. Just gone 26 in the morning. It's just no. It's
Hey, Art, you want to see something neato?
Sure.
This is the X Night frame. This is an invisible drone. I know you can see it, but it's invisible. It holds a Insta360 camera in here. It's got lens on the top and the bottom, you know.
Cool.
But this came as an analog thing. But my buddy Skyfox put a Cadix in here, so now it's digital.
Cool.
But that's not the coolest thing. The coolest thing is the song it plays when I plug it in. See if you recognize this. I know you will. All right. I plug it in, it plays.
That's so cool.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Art, do you know what it is?
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it.
I just heard the first part. Get closer
Okay, here,
to the mic.
Here it is. Listen again.
Is that from Mario Brothers?
No, Mr. Keithy, you want to tell him?
It's Knight Rider.
It's Knight Rider.
It's
okay.
Yeah, and
it's
not
the
only,
Knight Rider.
not only is it that, but look, when I plug it in the front, check this out.
Oh, Tom. Oh.
Cool. Cool.
It's the Knight Rider light. Isn't that awesome?
I think you've just found something cooler than the DJI FPV drone startup. That is pretty.
Yeah. Michael, I want to fly. Let's go, Michael.
But the question is, how does it fly?
It flies okay. I mean, it's all right. It's meant to fly like a Cinewoop. You know, abducted FPV quad, but you don't want to do flip-de-doos and everything in that. It's got teeny tiny motors. It's meant for a cinematic thing. It's got small motors on it. But it's such that, you know, like when you put a 360 camera on a stick and the stick disappears, same principle here.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So the drone disappears. So it's just, you know. Anyway, so yeah.
Did you get a chance to try the flying pig?
No. What's it fly like?
I mean, kind of flies like the Tello.
Yeah.
Without a camera, though.
And it lights up and it's cool?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Does it change colors while it's flying?
Yes, it does. Which is kind of cool. I've got a video that I'm going to be working on shortly here where I have some footage of me flying in the dark where you could see the lights working.
Okay.
And I'm flying around in my apartment. And this morning I flew it outside and it doesn't like the wind very much.
No. Is it phone controlled or does it have its own controller?
It's got its own controller.
I haven't taken it out of the box yet.
Yeah, it's
It's
kind of
down
fun
there.
to play. I mean, just a toy drone, you know. A subscriber sent it to me, which is
That's
cool.
nice.
Hmm.
That's real nice.
And Mike Roach sent me a Mavic Air. Remember,
What?
I crashed my Mavic Air in the lake a little
Yeah.
over a year ago.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought Sean gave you a drone.
yes, he did. He gave me a drone, and Ken Dono gave me a drone.
So you don't need DJI Care Refresh. You just wait for people to give you drones.
That's right. That's right.
That's a good plan if you can get it.
Hmm.
I want the art plan.
But wait, Ken,
Yeah.
that's not all.
Oh,
He gave me this.
who gave you that?
Mike Roach.
Really? What is that? A 7?
Yes, it is.
Do you know what?
No, what?
I'm not as jealous because Ken Dono gave me a Hero 7 camera.
Wow. Those are,
Yeah.
yeah, they're nice.
And
But wait, Ken,
yeah.
that's not all.
Oh. What's that?
That's an Osmo Pocket.
He gave you one of those? Is Mike Roche dying or something? Is it giving his shit away? What's he doing? What's he
But
doing?
wait, Ken, that's not all.
Wait, is this more from Mike Roche?
Yes, this is the little doodad to take your Osmo Pocket that has a GoPro mount on it.
Oh my gosh. Is that all?
It came with 5 batteries.
Oh my goodness.
Drone.
Oh my goodness. Wait. Ken Dono gave me something else.
Oh, nice.
Wait, it's this way, right? Or is that way or is this way? If you're serious.
It's cross surface.
He didn't give this to me.
And watch out for the hesitation.
Yeah. Yeah, the
it
hesitation
really
mark.
makes, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's awesome, Art. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nice bunch of goodies to receive in the post.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, I hate to one up you, but you know Elvis Presley. He left us in 1977, right? Well, there was a new will that was found by his estate, and Elvis Presley left me his glasses.
Thank you. That was Artie Carlson as Keebler Elvis.
Hey, I'm gonna go, E. Okay, listen, I'm gonna head over downstairs and let the dog out, and I just want you guys to know I appreciate you, and you keep on taking care of business. TCB, take care of business, baby. See, it's accurate because it's like the fat, bloated Elvis years. Remember?
Now, have you been to Graceland Mansion, Ken?
Do you know what? I actually have. When I lived in Memphis, the first thing I did when I moved to Memphis was I walked on over to Graceland. And I thought, how odd that there's nobody here. I didn't have to wait in line. The gates were wide open. Walked right up to the house, went in, walked through the jungle room, was turning to head upstairs, and someone stopped me and said, "What are you doing in here?" I said, "Well, I just wanted to check out Elvis' house, you know." And they said, "Oh, well, it's not actually open right now." And they explained to me that I had apparently arrived and just walked right in on the one day a year when they clean it.
Oh.
It was closed, but all the gates were open, and there were no fans, nobody out there. I was like, "Wow, this is awesome! No waiting." I went right in. I'm new to Memphis. I didn't know. I walked right in. I've been in there, yeah.
I was performing at the Comedy House Theater in Memphis, and that's how I got to go to Graceland Mansion. The headliner said, "Hey, Art, let's go over to Graceland Mansion." I go, "Well, okay." Did that, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not a huge Elvis fan, but was really interesting to see how he lived. And how about that one room that had the three TVs? It was painted black and yellow. That was
Didn't
pretty
see that.
cool.
I just got to the jungle room and then got kicked out. But
Uh,
now, did you get to take your picture on the toilet where he died?
no, sadly, no, that I didn't.
No. Did he die in there? Did he die in Graceland?
Yep, that's what I
That's what I
heard.
thought. Yeah, he died on the shitter. That's a way for a king to go on the throne, right? But no, he's still alive. He's still alive. He's still alive.
I heard the aliens got him.
Aliens. That's it. That's it. I thought it was something like that. All right. Well, I'm going to go let my dog out. You guys have a wonderful stream.
All right,
Thanks,
have
Ken.
fun with Henry.
Okay.
He's a cutie.
He is a cutie, but not as cute as you, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. See you later.
See you, Ken.
Thanks
All right,
for coming, Ken. People are saying my mic's still too low.
It seems to distort when it's slightly louder, but maybe
Okay.
just might be my headphones. How does it sound, everyone?
How does it sound, Keith? Chris from. Ooh, I had it too hot. It was feeding back.
Yeah, it's slightly.
Yep.
I'll move mine away a bit so
Well,
I
maybe,
sound.
Chris, turn up your headphones.
Yeah, but mine might be blasting out, so I'll move mine back slightly. Hopefully, that'll be
Yeah.
a bit.
Or maybe I need to have the microphone like right in front of me, where I talk right into the microphone, and maybe I need to project a little more.
So you got 5 batteries with that drone. That's pretty good. That's over an hour's flight time.
Yep. And then I still had the other 2 batteries left, so I have 7 batteries and 2 controllers, 2 chargers.
Well, that's Chuck's favorite thing, redundancy. If you've got the 2 chargers, do you have the multi sort of charge station
Yep.
that you get so you can charge? Yeah, because I just got the Air 2S and I already had the Air 2, so I've got 6 batteries for that, and I had them all lined up, and it was they took up the entire length of that sofa. And I was like, I think I've got enough batteries now. I don't think I need any more. But I do like that they sell sort of multi-charge. It does, although unlike Spark, they only charge one at a time. That threw me when I first got the Air, because when I first got the Air, I didn't know a huge amount about sort of DJI drones, and so it was another thing that, because they don't prepare you when you go from the Spark to that they only charge one at a time, so that confused me at first. But
Right.
obviously, I've owned a few DJI drones since then. But I do. Even though I had issues, I have, as I said, flown the Air a couple of times since, and thought about picking one up because it is a very travel friendly drone in the respect that it doesn't weigh anything. I hate for the Mini 2.
My Mavic Air. I took it to Michigan, and I took it where else? Oh, I took it down to Texas when I went to Spin Up. That was pretty cool. So,
I am jealous that I can't make things like Spin Up and stuff. Unfortunately, it's especially in the last couple of years, it's been difficult to travel anywhere.
yeah,
And
that's true.
we're in.
I really want to go back to the Philippines, and it's still crazy over there.
It's crazy here too. It's in the last month, it's gone a bit. We're in the midst of a third wave, and there isn't any sort of stable program yet to roll out vaccines. So we're pretty much staying at home.
Right.
So the only time I really get to fly drones is above the house at the moment. We can't. We only go out when we absolutely have to. It's
Wow.
it's they'll get a hang on it, but it's just how long it'll take. I think we'll be stuck indoors for a while, so it's going to be more of just doing live streams than being able to actually produce any content. But it is what it is. I am better on
delivery for your restaurant food or your regular groceries.
Where we are in what they call a dark red zone, and so yes, we can get takeaway. We have what the equivalent of Uber Eats here. So we have Grab, which is what bought all of Uber's business in Southeast Asia, and we've benefited very well from all this, because whereas you very rarely saw any Grab drivers around, now all you see on the road is Grab drivers everywhere. So one thing we are serviced well is takeaway, but we tend to do a big shop or get a big delivery, and then we bung everything in the fridge and freeze, and we tend to cook at home as much as we can. But yes, we do. We are lucky in that respect because all the restaurants are shut, so they're only able to operate takeaway. Which, if you know anything about sort of Southeast Asia, street food is one of the main sort of things here. So it's not great with that, but they're at least able to operate takeaway. So there are some people benefiting from this. All you see now is green uniforms on motorbikes zipping everywhere, and it's at least somebody's benefiting from this.
Here in Denver, Colorado, the restaurants are finally opening up, and they're doing away with the restrictions, and now if you could get where I work, if 80% of the people are vaccinated, then we don't have to wear masks at work. And I think it's the same with restaurants and bars and all that stuff. So they lifted the mask restriction on outdoors. I don't know why they would have a mask restriction on outdoors.
They have a mask restriction here if I get in the car with my wife. If I'm in the car on my own, I don't have to wear a mask until I get out of the car. But the minute I get in the car, even with my wife, I literally sleep in the same bed as her. But we have to wear a mask together when we're in the car. If we're in the car, this is another one of the reasons why we don't go out that much, because I'm slightly claustrophobic. So after about an hour of wearing a mask, it really starts sort of getting to me. So we tend to
have to wear it at work all day. Like
yes, no, I'll give. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. This is one of the only good things is I work from this office here, so it's at least don't have to go out that much at the moment, which is a good thing. Hopefully they will get it under the control. They have done the last 2 times, but this one's is a bit more serious, unfortunately. Yeah. We've imported the UK strain, or the what they call it, and that's running rife at the moment. But it is what it is. We are in a hot country, and I do think that has some play on it. So hopefully it will get sorted, and they're talking about next year. So hopefully the world will return to some kind of normality by then.
Yeah, drone views. Spent 14 months in Ireland without him.
That's got to be painful. It's got to be. I miss pubs. We don't get that. We don't have that. We have bars here, not really pubs. I miss the pubs. I haven't been back to the UK in over 2 years because of all this, and I do miss being able to go to the pub and have a pint. It's something I miss quite a lot.
Well, James of My PI Dream, he hasn't been back to their house in Charleston in over a year.
It was. I mean, they locked down the borders here, and you have to do 14 days quarantine if you want to come back in. Now, being a foreigner, you have to pay for that, and it's the cheapest thing in the world. So at the time, it's 14 days stuck in a hotel room would drive me absolutely berserk, not even being able to fly a drone. I mean, I couldn't do it.
Right.
So yes, it's been 2 years now. Thankfully, I can renew my visa from inside Thailand, so it's not that again hasn't been too much of an issue. It's the one good thing about being married to a Thai national, that things are slightly easier, slightly. Still a huge amount of paperwork. I don't know what it's like in the Philippines, but I believe it's probably pretty much the same. That getting huge paperwork to do anything, it's always the way. Just the amount of paperwork we have to go through just to fly a drone. I know that with remote ID in the States, it's going to become slightly more difficult, but we have to register with 2 different agencies, and of course they all require their own sets of paperwork, and it's never consistent. I registered 2 because I got the FPV drone and the Mavic Air 2, and I registered them both on the same day. I filled out identical sets of forms for both drones, and they refused the FPV drone at first because I hadn't signed the form in English, because the form was in Thai, so somebody had translated it for me, and they'd accepted it for one drone and not the other one. It's Southeast Asia for you. So I then had to go through the whole rigmarole of getting another form and driving it up to Bangkok, then signing it, and then they accepted it. It's one of the joys of living in Asia.
All right, Andrew. Thanks for popping in, and have a good evening.
So your Osmo Pocket, have you used one before, Art? Is this your first one?
No, this is my first one.
It does very good 4K for something so small. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I filmed quite a few vlogs using it now, and I know Chuck loves them. He loves it so much he's got 2 of them, but then Chuck has 2 of everything pretty much. So he'll love the fact that you've got like 7 batteries for that drone. Redundancy, as he likes to refer to it.
Yep.
It's I think as I said, I like the Mavic Air, so I think I'm glad that you've managed to replace it. How did it crash into the lake? I have to ask.
Well, I have a video, and you can watch that. You know who Sean Oz is?
Yes.
Okay. He came down here, and we did a collaboration. We were over at Lake Arbor, which is not very far. It has a nice park next to the lake, and we were comparing the Mavic Air to the Mavic Air 2. And so I was having some kind of issue with the my Mavic Air. I had it flying, and it was out over the lake. Well, funny thing about it is the difference between the two is they have heightened difference reversed.
Yeah.
So Sean was flying it, and he thought he was the distance. Well, he thought it was far away, but he misread the altitude, and he kept lowering it the altitude, and he thought he was bringing it back home, and it landed in the lake. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
he felt so bad that he gave me an Autel Evo.
Ah, the original Evo.
And that's
nice.
And it's a big step up from the Air. And
yes.
it's 4K camera. Yeah, it's really nice. I like it. But the only thing is, I call it the flying brick. It's an orange brick. And it only came with 1 battery. But, the battery will last you 30 minutes. And it came with the charger and cables and all the neat stuff, and a carrying case. And then right after that, Ken Dono sent me and Air 2.
Nice.
I mean, the whole shebang with 3 batteries, and what I like about that is that has OcuSync, which
Yeah.
if you've flown the Air 2, you, you you'll lose signal real easily with that.
Yes. I mean, OcuSync. If you, I have a bigger issue with OcuSync 3, funny enough, than I do OcuSync 2. Here, OcuSync 2 is potentially slightly more, is a slightly stronger signal than OcuSync 3. I'm discovering. I ran a test. I didn't really do a range test. There's a bridge where you can sort of fly under it. It's a sort of coastal road where we live, and I threw the Air 2 under it, and it goes through without losing signal. You fly the Air 3 under it, loses signal halfway through. I did make sure that I switched it so that it wouldn't try returning to home, because obviously under a bridge it's going to hit the
Yeah,
bridge.
you don't want to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But OcuSync 3. I know that lots of people are saying how great it is, and I believe it is one when you're in somewhere like the US, which has FCC transmission, therefore the stronger transmission. But outside of that, it's not so good, especially with the FPV drone. If you switch that to FCC, the difference is night and day. It is the difference in signal. So yeah, the OcuSync 2. I don't get the greatest range with it, but I like the Air 2 because again, it's the size and convenience of it. You can literally throw that drone up in the air and away it goes. It flies extremely well. The Air 2S is an improvement on that in some ways, in the fact that it goes up and comes down very, very quickly. And the camera on it is awesome. I never had the Pro, so going from that 1/2-inch sensor on the Air 2 to the 1-inch sensor on the Air 2S, it's not a fun. Although my computer is now complaining bitterly about the footage that I've downloaded from it. I'm having to sort of downgrade the footage that I can get out of it at the moment because the computer just won't hack it. It's quite annoying. I shot all this stuff and it's just like watching stop animation on the computer. It won't play it very well, but that's a minor thing. First world problems.
To Joe Blaylock and Gene Fox, who was last week's winner of the toffee. He made a nice video thanking me for the toffee, which was really cool.
I hear this toffee is very good. Chuck's had a few, and he phones me up going, I'm eating Art's toffee. It's like, go away. I hear it's good toffee.
I'm gonna try and work out something with the Enstrom's candy company. Maybe work out a deal where my members, which you are a member of, will have a discount code that you can use. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'll have to run that by them and see if they like that idea or not.
You can only but ask, Art. If they say yes, great. It's a good cause. So how's that going, by the way? How's the sort of organization and?
Oh, well, I sent an email to Craig Rehabilitation and haven't heard back. And I'm assuming that they're still dealing with COVID, so it's probably on the back burner. But I'll keep in touch with them. Also, it's a bureaucracy. It's a big hospital, and you gotta deal with that. So it's not like something that you could pitch an idea and boom, there you go. So it's gonna take a while. So I just gotta keep working on them. And speaking of gimps, all the way from Syracuse, New York, let's welcome Mike Roach. Welcome.
Hey guys.
Hi, Mike.
Hey,
Hey,
Mike.
Mr. Keithy, which channel are you?
I'm the K-Spot.
K-Spot?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll have to check out your channel.
Thank you. Yes, I do sort of travel vlogs and drone reviews and things like that. But
Yeah.
I have Thailand as a backdrop, so that probably helps.
That's cool. But I heard you guys talking earlier about the lockdowns and stuff. Man, having to be with your wife in the car, you got to wear a mask.
Yes. As
That's
of now, in all 77 provinces across Thailand, they've now made it that the minute you literally walk out the door, you have to wear a mask, including in the car, and they are stopping people and fining if you don't. There is an argument because people share cars and things here, and therefore, in effect, that you're not always in the car with a member of your household, and that's the argument for it. Yeah, it is, especially if you have to go any kind of distance. Driving with a mask isn't. I let her drive because I find it too off-putting, and you have to have your wits about you driving here anyway. So they are amongst the most dangerous roads in the world here, and for good reason. So
where are you again?
I'm in Thailand, I'm about an hour out of Bangkok. Yeah, let's just say the roads are nuts. You have bikes coming at you from all angles, and it doesn't really matter what side of the road that you might be on. They don't seem to obey that rule.
Yeah, I've actually been watching the women's golf tournament from Thailand that's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
And I guess it's already Sunday where you are.
Yes.
So they'll be playing, I don't know, around 11 o'clock tonight, our time. Here I'm on the East Coast in the U.S., and they come on, So
I believe that's not that far from here. I think they're playing at one of the big courses near Bangkok. I'm not sure.
Right. I think they mentioned being near Pattaya.
Yes. Yeah. It's about 45 minutes that way. So
okay.
yes, I know where. I knew it was near here. I just wasn't quite sure where. But there is quite a few beautiful golf courses around here. Actually,
yeah,
they're really nice, and they are of a championship level. So again, in the last few years, they've really stepped it up with golf courses here.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed Ken there, Art. That would be 2 nights in a row being in a stream with Ken. What was that? It was on Mitch's thing last night. Yeah, you got the GoPro there.
Yeah, loving it. And the Osmo Pocket.
Right.
Love it.
Might even be a memory card in it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's I think they both have memory cards.
Yeah.
No, this didn't have a memory card, but I happened to have a memory card for it. It was
just make sure and take my FAA number off the drone.
Yeah, I did do that. Oh, by the way, your little FAA card is still in the
that's the expired one, I think. Yeah. So, but I'm glad that and as to what Ken said, no, I'm not dying or anything. At least not that I know of. But no, it's a shame to let it sit there and do nothing. So, and you lost yours, so perfect fit. Now you got all the batteries you need. Plus, like you said, 2 chargers, and so you can rack them up. 2 controllers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good redundancy. Good redundancy.
Right. One drone though, Art. One drone.
Well, I won't let Sean anywhere near it. But I'm really impressed with the quality, the video quality on the 7. I have a 5, and that was my newest edition. So I have 4 GoPros. I have a Hero 3 Silver, Hero 3 Black, the 5 Black, and now I have the 7 Black.
Right, cool. Yeah, you're loaded, man. You get all the B-roll you want, underwater.
Yep, that's right. My niece is getting married in Hawaii next fall, so she wants to borrow one of my GoPros, so I'll give her the Hero 3 Black. So
yeah,
she'll get some, and I'll give her the waterproof housing and a selfie stick.
That's cool.
So she'll be all set.
So what do you say we guys all go down to Walking Street?
That's not very much open anymore, unfortunately.
No, that's right. I guess I never considered that in COVID terms.
I was down there. We were down that way a few months back. We went out for a day trip, and we went to Patio Pattaya Beach, and I have never seen it so empty in the 20 odd years that I've been coming here. There was no one. It was just it's in some ways the beach is looking very good and very, very clean, but it's very, very odd,
right?
Not having anybody, especially there. That's kind of like a mecca for most people to come to, and it's strange at the moment. It is.
Right. Yeah, I've never been to Thailand, but I've seen videos of it, and normally you can't, it's shoulder to shoulder walking in the street practically, and noisier than all, loud music coming from every bar, and so yeah. Well, I hope things clear up for all of us.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, they are beginning to roll out a vaccine here, but it's taking time. And you hear different things on different days, but then that's again pretty normal out here. You just have to wait and see what happens, really. But hopefully things should be back to normal by next year.
Right.
I'm hoping that they at least get a handle on what's going on at the moment, so that we can get out again. And we've been very lucky. We had the one lockdown last year, and then really haven't had anything since then. Really, we need one right now, and for whatever reason, they're not fully locking us down. But it is what it is. We're acting like it's a lockdown because both of us are on the high risk table for different reasons, and we're just staying indoors as much as we can.
Right.
So it is what it is. As I said, hopefully we'll be through it in the next few weeks, months, and see what happens.
Right.
Yep.
Well, we all thought we'd be through it quicker, from the beginning.
But at least, I mean, I hear that the sort of the vaccination program over where you guys are is going well, at least. Here we just don't have any access to anything, and
right.
We kind of need it. So it's
we did have an issue with the J&J vaccine where people were dying from blood clots, and then they're finding out, well, they don't think the vaccine had anything to do with it, just that these women, well, they were probably on birth control, and those will, cause those kind of problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
how's my audio? Do I sound okay? I had to turn up my gain. People were still saying that my mic is low.
Yeah. It does sound like when you turn it up, Art, it does sound a little bit maybe like it's over modulating. So
okay,
I wonder.
You know what I'm going to do?
maybe you can turn up the gain all the way around. Who knows?
What I'll do. How's that?
It's
You sound
better.
good to me. Just
It's better.
when I heard you before, when you first turned it up, it sounded like it might have hit the red a little bit.
Okay. All right. What I did was I adjusted my my sound in the software.
Okay.
Limits. Yeah, so I think that was probably the problem. Okay. Cool.
That's
Sounds
cool.
good. Hey, it's that time, folks, to win some almond toffee. Pick a number between 1 and 50. Sorry, Mike B says it's still low. Anyway, so pick a number between 1 and 50 and just one number, please.
Let's see. I'll take 50.
Okay, there you go. Also, this is only for folks in the Robbie, I can't send it to Belgium. It would cost me a fortune. Alrighty. I'll give it a few minutes and then we'll spin the big wheel. The big prize wheel.
Art, I spent the afternoon or a couple hours anyway doing some editing.
Cool.
In the last few weeks, I shot a video of a reservoir, an old reservoir near my house, a couple miles away, and it's a place where it's a really nice hill because it's on top of a hill. Used to go sledding there as kids. They don't allow it anymore because a couple of people, one little girl got killed there. It's that steep of a hill, and they ran into something, and another guy became paralyzed there. So no sledding allowed, and they enforce it now. Signs were always there. Nobody ever enforced it. But anyway, put together this reservoir was built in 1910, and it was about 100 million gallon reservoir on top of a open air reservoir on top of a hill, and it needed repairs, say 10, 12 years ago, and it would have cost so much money to fix the old thing that they just put two gigantic 30 million gallon tanks inside the old reservoir. So it's kind of a cool look to it, and
cool.
So
all right.
So I got it pretty edited, and it's got to mess with the color a little bit now to make sure all the shots match up.
Okay, cool. All right, let's
Everyone got the number?
Yep.
It's Mega Toffee.
Alrighty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to spin that wheel. And the winner is number 34. Who is closest to 34?
Mike B had 33.
That's about as close as it gets. But somebody got 34.
Oh, Joe,
right,
Joe,
Mike B, you are the winner, it looks like.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations, Mike.
Yeah, enjoy it. If you haven't had that stuff yet, it is really good.
Send me your email, or send me your email. Send me your address. I think I might have your address. I mean, there's some. You know what's funny is there are so many Mikes that are in the drone business. There's Mike Kelly, there's Michael Blade, there's Michael Wright, there's Mike B, there's Mike Roach. I mean, when we had the meetup down in Florida, Jim Boyd from Above and Beyond Drones, and there's Mike Kinney. He didn't. He couldn't keep all the mics straight. He was calling
Right.
the wrong people.
Just call him Mike.
Lon Denard says they're on lockdown, citing lockdown birthday. Oh, that's right. He's in Michigan. He got that weird Governor
Wuhan Whitmer. That sucks, Lon.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right up there with
pain.
Huh?
I feel his pain being longer.
She's about as popular as Cuomo and
that's right.
The guy in California.
Newsom.
Yeah, those.
Now it looks like there's going to be a recall, and Caitlyn Jenner is going to be running against him. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out.
I actually met Bruce Jenner back in 1978. Right after I was in the hospital with my spinal cord injury, and one of my roommates, it was a 4-bed ward, kind of thing, and one of my roommates worked at a grocery store, and so because they sold cereal, General Mills had a meeting in town. They made Wheaties, and Bruce Jenner was on the box at the time, so they brought him up to the hospital, and the guy was as big as a house. He never came across that way on TV, but he's 6'2", and he was bigger than he looks. Like, his legs were like trees, and big, broad-shouldered guy. I got a photo with him, but it didn't really come across on TV as much, Right. But you don't win the decathlon without being a wicked good athlete, that's for sure. But only thing is, just complaining about his heels were killing him that day, So
I wonder if she'll be on a box of Fruit Loops.
Alphabets.
There you go.
But hey, the crazy part is
the only letters are LGBTQ.
Give them time; they'll fill it up with all the letters. APIIIIP. But anyway, it's the way it is, man. It's but in California, you never know whether she might just win. Yeah, I know if
well, the last time they had a recall, we had Arnold,
right,
and he turned out to be a worthless
piece of,
you know what? Because look who he's married to.
Right.
Look at that influence, and it's like. But the thing, if she does win, she's going to have to deal with a super majority of Democrats in the assembly. I mean, they run the place.
Yeah. But, it's kind of different than the average person. Like, if she were to win, to throw bombs at her is different than the average person. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've got to walk on an edge there, because they got so much of their own virtue isn't tied up in the LGBT community, and so but basically it boils down to right versus left. I mean, in the end, I think.
That's right.
It's going to be interesting,
right?
It's certainly going to be interesting. I've got a couple of friends over in California. One of them lives down in, funny enough, lives down in the Bay Area of San Francisco. So it's going to be interesting. They've been hit particularly hard down there.
Yeah.
With everything that's gone on.
So on this Osmo Pocket, I need to get oh, this one's for an Apple. I need one for an Android.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is
So,
it USB-C or the other one? Because they only.
yeah, I need to get a USB-C. This is an Apple adapter.
Yeah.
So nice thing about it is it just slides right off, and that way, and then it'll fit in this thing, which is cool. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to get that little gadget to where you can have your cell phone connected to it, and then use it kind of like a camera.
You can order them. I think you can probably still you can get them because thankfully they're the same. They work on both the 1 and the 2. So, for miracles do happen once in a while, and a lot of the accessories for the 1 are compatible with the 2, and vice versa. So it's you should be able to get one. They're on Amazon and places like that because I lost my original.
And I'll look and see if I have it, Art, because it should have come with it.
Yeah, they probably did.
Yeah,
but they're so small; they're not easy. They're quite easy to.
Right, but I'm gonna be able to pop it in a security envelope and not be that expensive to send out.
Awesome.
So I'll check it out.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from his vacation lair in somewhere upstate New York, let's welcome Chuck. Welcome.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Keith. Hey, everybody. I'm in Claryville.
In your hunting lodge?
Doesn't look like that. I killed 2 yellow jackets in here this morning. I had 2 yellow jackets in here this morning, little bastards.
really?
They were up on the glass. I had to stand on the stool I'm sitting on, and then it's the second window up. It's about, I don't know, 12 feet up, and I'm only 5 foot something on a low gravity day. I'm up there like, I whack with the fly swatter. It goes flying across the room. I jumped off. I wish Lori had filmed it all. It would have been great in slow motion. But nope.
Wow,
it was exciting.
Yellow jackets are out already, huh?
Oh, you should see the size of that nest that got knocked down outside the door to the patio out back here. It's like it's about as big as your head, and it's the only like the top crown section is left. I don't know who knocked it down. That would have been exciting to see too, but you can see the remains of it. These are probably a few that made it over the winter from that place. I guess. How you guys doing? I'm sorry I'm in late.
We're doing pretty good. Just showing off all the goodies that Mike sent me.
Well, Mike, I heard about that. Nice job, man.
Yeah, man, a little care package.
Yes,
it's just taking up room in my house, so it's pointless to keep it. And
an Osmo Pocket takes up room. No, that's really nice of you.
Well, I got the Pocket too, so it's like,
redundancy.
And for the Osmo Pocket works fine, but it's the fact that it didn't have a tripod mount built into it, and with my finger dexterity, that was all the difference in the world to be able to hold it, and it really made it a pain for me to use. Where the 2 has the built-in quarter 20, and so I can mount it on my chair just like I do my drone controller or whatever. So it's kind of a weird reason to upgrade, but that was the reason.
It's a lot.
I resisted.
Yeah,
I think the Pocket 2 is a good improvement on the original. That wider field of view is useful. Okay, you can get it does.
I'm using a lens for that now. Yeah, I'm using the wide angle lens on the Pocket now, and on this trip for the first time, and it's so much easier to work with the wide angle. And then the filters are a pain in the butt, though, Keith. Those aren't magnetic; they're friction.
Yeah,
they don't like to stay on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Teeny tiny
It's-
little stupid filters for the teeny tiny stupid little wide angle lens. Look at that thing.
Yeah, this is the Tomzon Flying Pig that Chris
Did you get her up in the air?
sent me. Yes, I did.
Yeah, did you
I
get it up in
flew
the
it
air?
outside, and it doesn't handle the wind very well. So I've got video
Uh-oh.
of it taking off and heading towards a tree.
Yeah, Chris Hope. Chris Hope is in the house,
Hey, Chris.
and Mel's in there.
Oh, I gotta
400.
get over to
Mel and Mike Kinney and
Yeah.
Lon Denard,
Joe Blaylock.
It's so not
Edge
organized.
FPV, Robbie RC Belgium. Yeah. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Yeah. Now we're just waiting for James to show up from my PI.
Late to the party as always.
Celebrating Mother's Day.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's Mother's Day over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is where Keith is too.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it is.
Now, Art, didn't you
Well,
put a post
time
up
wise,
today
yeah.
about Mother's Day? It was now just coming to me right now. They're a day ahead of us. So okay, never mind.
It's
Yeah.
7 in the morning here.
Right.
Nice and early.
Mm.
The sun has just come up, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's risen above
Need
the
some water.
mountain because it's I've got.
Step out for 1 second. I'll be right back. I need water. All that beer made me thirsty.
Yeah, I know. I might have
So
to
how's
check
the
out.
weather in your neck of the wood, Mike?
Right now it's probably mid to low 50s, and it's overcast right now. The sun was out a little while ago, but it's overcast.
It's raining all day here.
Yeah. Where are you, Chuck?
Catskills.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the Catskills.
Cool.
Yeah. In fact, I got some nice fresh bridge porn today. It was raining when I first. Oh, it's pretty cool, Keith. That was raining when I got there, but I got the pocket on. I was holding my hand over the pocket. I'm filming it from the ground, and then we went to this really cool brewery. Then actually, the brewery let me fly there too. That was pretty cool. The guy wants me to send my footage when I'm done with it.
Well, that's cool.
Maybe I'll score some free beer. Then when we went back, it stopped raining. I was like, I have to get aerial bridge porn, Lori. I have to go now. So she's like, okay. So we got the bird up.
Wait a minute. Bridge porn?
That's what
Bridge
I
porn.
nicknamed it that because he gets every time he goes
Yeah.
past the bridge. He's like, I wish I had the drone out. So it's kind of been.
I love the
renamed
fly
to-
bridges.
Okay.
I'm
Free
addicted to
falling
bridges.
train
I don't know
porn.
why.
Oh,
Well, actually, this house, I should probably fly the drone in this house. Look at these trusses. They're cool.
right.
There you go.
You good for
Fly
an
the
FPV?
trusses.
Oh, you do have the FPV drone.
He's got the FPV
Yeah, with no
drone,
props. No props. I forgot to pack the damn propellers. And I have 5
that's
sets
good.
of propellers. I have 20 propellers. I couldn't bring 4 with me. Oh, man. Talk about embarrassing. I go to unpack it. I'm like, this is great. This
You know what, Chuck?
Where are the
At
propellers?
least it won't crash.
Yeah.
but-
No, yeah, it's good. Unless I want to fly by throwing it. That's felt really fast.
Just don't leave that drone on the floor though, especially if you've got an RC car, because we know someone who lost an arm on his drone from not flying it. It was on the ground and somebody ran over it with a very heavy RC truck and snapped one of the
somebody was
arms off it.
That somebody was on Canadian Drone Hub yesterday morning when I was on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he had a couple of beers in him too. It's pretty loose. Right along like the old model airplanes and swinging around.
Yeah, there you
Look,
go. There you
Art and I are
go.
doing the same thing at the same time. That's awesome. One more time, Art.
I had one of those when I was a kid.
Well, they had the 2 strings, so you could control the rudder on them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Now, I had one of
but
those
but
as
you can
well.
you can only do that so many times around before you just said, F it, and you just whip it around tricks, not
Right.
it all up.
I could never get the motor running on one of those gas airplanes. It, just
Oh, they had this
I didn't know what the
stupid
hell I was
spring you
doing.
had to put on the prop, and then
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
spring.
Pull your finger out of the way in time.
there's that spring. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Testers
you
had a
get
really
nice
cool
and
design.
Enstrom. Yep.
Testers had a
Ron says,
built-in
buy some
recoil
helium
system. All you did
balloons.
was line the prop and let go of it. And they actually started pretty good.
Oh, Joe
Wow.
Blaylock says, use it like an Osmo Pocket.
But I have 2 Osmo pockets, so I don't need to use it like that.
Right.
But I did miss the FPV this past week because I had some pretty good opportunities to fly along streams and stuff. It would have been really cool to have that thing at my disposal. So I'm an idiot. Next time, maybe next time. So you sent Art and Air, the original Air,
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah. Had the original Air. It's been sitting there for a long time in the case. And I just thought,
Yeah.
if I'm not going to use it. And I know Art lost his. So it's like, just pay shipping, get it
Yeah.
out there.
Yep.
And
It's a cute drone. I like the Air. It was a nice drone. Just didn't fly long enough. Like 15 minutes teased me,
right.
but it was really cool.
But if you've
But
got,
It was
still shot 4K, video, and
Yep.
so it's and
It was
people
cool
complain
looking,
about
too.
the
It was-
noise.
it was loud, but it was cool looking.
Yeah,
I
it
think as
didn't
far as
noise
drones
bother
go, it's
me
one
at
of the
all.
coolest looking ones. Very
Yeah,
streamlined.
it was cool. It had the remember back then everybody was speculating if that was going to be the new design in the future, and it was a one-off
Yeah.
thing.
A one-off deal. Yeah. Well, it was the flip down antenna that kind of messed.
Yeah.
What, Art?
Well, they came in 3 colors. They
Right.
came in
Yeah.
Ferrari red, onyx.
Those flame red was the one to get. The rest were just mistakes. Flame red was the one
Well,
to have.
that's the one that I had that's in the lake with the fishes, and the one that Mike sent
Oh,
was
it's good fishing
the
lure. Good color.
Arctic white.
I like the Arctic White. I thought the Arctic White was kind of smart with the silver at the back of it. It looked quite smart. I know Chuck likes the red, but that's only because it matched his car.
It did match my car. That's what that
Yes.
flame red did match torch. It matched torch red. I have a picture of it somewhere held up against the Corvette. It looked the same. It was great. Yeah, it's true. I used the Mavic 2 yesterday to do what? What Art? Mike B?
I was
Sorry.
going to say
everybody.
that they've never produced as a good a looking drone as that. It was a very good looking drone.
Right.
It was sexy.
And yeah, it was. And nowadays they've gone back to being a bit sort of grey and dull. I mean, it is a bit sort of dull.
Military.
Not like
military.
Yeah, it is.
They do have
a militant
skins you could put on.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like the
are
tigers.
fiddly.
The tiger teeth you put on, the old flying tiger stuff. That always looks really cool on those.
Right.
With the gray.
But,
I don't know the heron eyes, but the shark teeth look good.
Yeah.
So I did a follow shot with the Mavic 2 yesterday. I was out. We had just got done with a hike, and it was pretty wide open field when we were pulling out of the woods. So I popped the drone up and had it follow the truck a little ways. That was kind of cool. I hadn't done that in a really long time. Tried the follow. You lock in on the vehicle. And, It was cool. It worked really good.
Did it work well?
Didn't crash or anything. I needed some B-roll.
They keep upping the numbers on their active track, but I don't know what other people are finding, but I found that they haven't really improved it all that much over the drone that you have. In fact, I'd almost say that with that wide inch, that nice 1 inch sensor that you've got on the Pro 2, it probably works better. I haven't been that impressed with Active Track 4 so far. It does it does when it loses you, it does regain you quicker, but it loses you.
Yeah.
Even on a bright sunny day.
I think they're gonna tweak it.
Yeah. The active track on
They'll
the
make it
Osmo
better,
Pocket
Keith.
2 is
It's
not
just
as good.
it's like everything else DJI does.
Maybe one day DJI
Oh,
will
he
do
froze.
a beacon the way Skydio does.
Skydio 2
you know.
beacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very cool.
Yeah.
I like the beacon a lot. Yeah. I was really hoping, well, I still hope that the Mavic 3 might have some of that technology in it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool. But my suspicion is the Mavic 3, I don't know if you guys talked about it yet or not, is going to be much larger, more like an Evo 2 kind of size. And probably be more prosumer than the Mavic 2 is. It's what I have a feeling that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
So
if they do,
I might
that'll
wait
do it
if that's the case.
If they
do you want
that,
something bigger like that, Mike?
Nah, because for me the whole thing with the Mavic was, it was the original Mavic was smaller than the Mavic 2, got a little bit bigger, and then but to me it's still the sweet spot. If they make it that much bigger, then I've still got the Mavic 2 Pro, so I'm happy with that. Plenty of batteries, and other than that,
you don't burn them up. Your batteries don't fail. Like I haven't had failures. Well, I'm gonna knock on wood,
right?
But I haven't had any Mavic 2 battery failures from swelling yet. But I think because where we are, you and me, Mike, it's a little cooler.
Right? Yeah, not yet.
We don't cook them.
No. I've not had one swell yet, thank God. So
see,
yeah,
same as me. So Keith, I mean, it seems like that would be an interesting study just to get a survey from all
I
the
think
pilots.
it is.
I betcha heat is the issue. I'm pretty sure.
Studies all the way from Lipa, Philippines. Let's welcome the man with the plan. It's James from My PI Dreams. Welcome to the show.
Oh my
God! Dragon Smoothie Man.
Yeah, the Smoothie Man.
Maga. I started.
Wait a minute.
I don't know about the man. I don't know about the man with the plan, Art. I think I had a bad plan last night. That's kind of why I'm a little bit late coming. I feel like I'm in. I feel like every word that I say is like war.
So did the dragon plant make you like? Is it like a hallucinogenic or something? What are you saying?
No. Well, last night was like the night before Mother's Day. So Ness and I, I think we stayed in the pool until like after dark 30, like maybe midnight, 12:30 in the morning. So we put all the lights on. It was just so that the water temperature so good. The stars were. It was just, and then I made a bunch of these pineapple drinks and. But I was able to get up this morning and make Sunday morning waffle for Mother's Day. So I mastered breakfast, so she's happy. So I guess that's what's the most important thing.
Very
but
good.
I did.
Happy wife, happy life.
I did have.
We made pancakes this morning, James.
You made pancakes?
Yeah, banana pancakes.
Oh, that's right. I need to try that. We're still waiting on some of our bananas. We have the bananas that we put on the neighbor's yard behind us. I suspect maybe about 2 more weeks, I think, and those will be ready. We got several varieties back there, but I wanted to try the banana recipe. So what do you do? Do you use a mixer to like? What do you do for the banana, or do you let them get like overripe, or what do you do?
Actually, we can be lazy because we have a place just about 40 miles west of us called New Hope Mills. And it's a mill that's been there about 1 billion years in Auburn, and they make the mix, and their pancake batter mix is amazing. And then we just added fresh bananas on top and stuff. So a piece of cake.
Well, maybe they put it in a blender or something like that. Maybe that's probably the magic.
Or you just like to slice them and put them on top of the pancakes after we.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try all kind of stuff. We got so much stuff growing in the backyard back here. We're gonna be experimenting.
French vanilla ice cream on top of pancakes. It can be really good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That does sound.
And maybe some ice wine instead of syrup. Use some Canadian ice wine.
Yeah.
Pancake a la
That could be
mode. I
good.
like it.
Yeah.
That sounds really.
I think we're
that
gonna
sounds
do-
really good.
Pretty good.
We're gonna do s'mores later again because Lori and I are gonna go out back. It's about 45 degrees Fahrenheit out, so it'd be nice to have a fire going. We'll do up some s'mores again.
There you go.
That'd be good.
Well, I was
Early season
listening
s'mores.
to I was listening to your topic of conversation this morning. Even though we're running late and all here, I said you need to log into ArtCo. You need to log in. I said, man, I think I need like 4 or 5 cups of this before I do that this morning.
Well, thank
So-
you, David. Arizona.
Well,
goes
stop
to
the-
25.
But I did.
That's
I did.
$20.
Yeah, look at that.
All
Nice,
right, there's
nice.
20. Do
I
hear
don't wanna go home. I like this
22,
house.
22? How about 23 over there?
Yeah, where are you at? Where are you at, Chuck?
I'm in the middle of the Catskill Mountains right now,
Oh yeah.
in this cute
Is that- you
little
still-
town
you-
called Claryville. Yeah.
You still got snow? Do you still have, or is that all gone now?
No, the snow's all gone. But you know what's really cool? A lot of guys were fly fishing today. So I had the Osmo Pocket when I was filming bridge porn. There was a fly fisherman that came up and he started wading out into the creek. So I put the Osmo Pocket in slow mo and I have some slow mo with the fly fishing.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to see how that footage. I want to see how that footage looks later.
Fly fishing is
It's
a
fun to watch
really
those.
good slow-mo topic. You know, I'm going to try that in the Oswego River or the Salmon River.
Yeah,
one
those
or the
guys
other.
are. The guy had his back to me. He didn't even know I was filming him. It was just, but it's so cool. It's like an art when you watch those guys.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's hard
So-
to see
then we're-
inside your cabin there, Chuck. Is that like is that cabin? Is that like open wood ceiling? And
Can I light it
everything
up?
like
I don't know
that,
if I can. Let's see if I can light it up better. Hold on.
or kind of dark in there.
This one.
Because I'm actually doing a design right now for one of the upcoming projects here for something in the backyard, and it's got the roof looks very
see it?
similar to kind of.
Oh, I can show you the roof. You see the roof?
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not the roof, that's the ceiling.
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
the trusses and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So where? So
now I got like
what's
the
the deal?
beaming. I had the light on. Like, geez, hold on, I'm going blind here.
What's the deal? What's the deal with the place you're staying at there? Is it like your house or your family's house, or you're renting it, or what's that place?
We're renting it. It's a VRBO, and
Man,
yeah, the lights are pretty dim, and it's castle-like in the back now. but
Yes,
it's-
it's our family home in the Catskills.
No, I wish. No, but the landlord's pretty cool. She's a really nice person. Her husband was over the other day, straightening out some stuff, and it's just really peaceful up here. We have a farm behind us. The loudest thing is the dog that basically herds the goats around in the fenced-in area over on the side.
well, we
It's
have that
herding them
here
in. It's
too.
pretty cool.
We have goats. Of course, the goats are they're owned by the caretaker, of the subdivision, and it's kind of good because we have this grass. The wild grass just grows so high and so fast, and they go out there and they kind of chew that stuff up, and nobody really bothers. Because of course, it's over in our side, which we right now we're the only house that's built and completed and people living in this entire phase over here right now, which will be changing very soon. So, I mean, I don't say anything. The only time I ever had to talk to the caretaker is when I planted all those banana trees, the banana plants outside our fence. So the goats can't get inside our yard. But I planted all those the Cavendish and the Lantundan, and one morning I wake up and his goats are eating all the leaves and the tops and just destroying all
Like
of
the-
my banana plants. But it was cool. It was cool. I went down there. I talked with him. I said, Fuji, I said, I love your goats. I said, but they're like, then they can come over here, but wait till after my banana plants get maybe 6 foot tall or something like that.
That's
So he put
that's
them
like
on
the deer
tight.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
I
on the
was
way back to the
listening-
house from the last brewery, there were 6 deer. We crossed paths with 3 pair of deer, 2, then 2, then 2. Then a wild turkey just cleared my windshield of my truck. That was pretty exciting on the way back here. And it all happened in the last like 6 miles coming back to the house. Well, hell broke loose.
Uh, Well, you guys,
The deer
you
eat
guys,
everything.
I
though.
listened. I listened early on while we were preparing and eating. And Keith, Keith had some interesting stuff that I was not aware of, and I kind of want to go into a little bit more detail. Speaking about drones, as a matter of fact, you kind of see.
DJI t-shirts, nice.
I bought a DJI T-shirt, and they had a promo.
Ooh,
They
I
had a
like
big
Keith's shirt.
promo. They had a promo on Lazada, and if you buy a DJI T-shirt for free for the promo that comes along with it, they throw in a DJI Air 2S and a free 64 gigabyte. Or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe you buy the drone and they give you a free T-shirt. I don't remember.
$1,000 T-shirt and the free drone. Is that what it was? James, $1,000 T-shirt, free drone.
So anyway,
congratulations, man! You're gonna like that thing.
Yeah.
Well, remember, and you know what, Art and Chuck, you guys probably should be getting money from DJI because you're influencers. You guys influenced me. You remember I told you I was waiting to go back to the U.S. And then we talked with Greg. Greg was on the show last week, and we went into depth about talking about different drones. And I told him, and everybody, I told what my requirements were. I want something that had the camera quality of my Phantom 4 Pro. I wanted that because it also has, I believe that's also a 1-inch CMOS camera on that one as well. And I just wanted, my main thing was quality of video and photography on it. That was the main thing. But the other thing I wanted was the ability to fly longer and further distance. Now, what concerned me this morning is what Keith said, because I guess Keith, you bought the same model.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, got it.
You bought, yeah. And when I noticed, and when this actually arrived, I haven't even taken out the box. You see the plastic's still on here. I haven't taken it out of the box yet because yesterday was a very
you're strong-willed.
It was a busy day. It was such a busy day yesterday. But what concerned me is actually there's three concerns. One concern was and nobody's really to discuss this here that I know of, the requirements for the controller. You can use a phone, or iPad, or anything. And this actually says it's set up, made for the iPhone. That's it. Right?
That's what DJI always do that.
Made for the iPhone. Unfortunately, it shows all the models, the X and the 9 and the 8 and whatever, all the weird. But it doesn't show my old-fashioned 5S series. I'm old school. This is my phone. I like the smaller. I want something that fits inside my. I don't know. It's an iPhone.
Is it 64-bit?
Jeez,
No,
I don't know.
That's what's going to be the problem.
No, is that an
64-bit
iPhone 5S? Yes.
It's an iPhone 5S. Yeah.
It's
the one. It's the one that they did. Remember I had the 5, the old 5, and then they came out because people wanted still the small. They don't want these giant screens because you can't carry it in your pocket or your T-shirt. So what they did is they upgraded the 5 to an S with the new chips and the faster processor.
I can test it for you, funny enough, because my wife's got a 5S, but I suspect it won't work. But they do make a phone that size now. You can buy the 12 mini, but it is going to be another $1,000.
But I mean, why
there's
would
nothing mini about the price.
Why would I want to buy a drone?
64-bit.
And then to make it work, spend $1,000 on a phone and I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna,
It's not the drone. It's the app. The Fly app is 64-bit.
But the OS is 64-bit. The OS is 64-bit and has been for a while, even on the 5S.
I think this is. Yeah, I think
it might work.
It's not that. No, it's because of the version of iOS. I can't remember, but I think that runs up to iOS 12.
There is
I don't know.
There
I can tell you
something DJI said about that.
I can tell you really quick what the iOS is on here. 14.
Then it'll work. It will work, but you may have issues processing the image because
It's the SE, iPhone SE.
I know that you've got no problem.
5SE.
You've got no problem. That's
Right.
that's
The
that.
SC is. It's actually
You've
not
got-
a 5. It's just called the SC. Yeah.
Yeah. You've
Okay.
got,
Well, that okay. So that I'm happy now. All right, you guys made you're okay. You've got 1/3 of my comfort level up right now for that. So,
Anything else you
Okay.
need cleared up, James?
yeah, the second thing was which really concerns me is what Keith said, because you have yours, so you didn't turn it back
Yes.
in. You didn't give it back.
No.
You kept yours.
No.
But I started doing research after watching and speaking with mainly Greg last week, because we started talking about some of the limitations, the restrictions that are being put on the drones. And then I went online and I found out things that kind of disturbed me. And because remember last week we talked about FCC versus the CE mode inside there, and how the US, if you get the US buy it in the US and you get the US version, North American, whatever it is, it's set up for FCC, and FCC gives you the higher transmit power, which allows you to take advantage of the OcuSync 3 on here to go further distances. Now, what I noticed when I purchased this, and this is what I was concerned when I bought it, I said, when I opened the box from Lazada, where are they sourcing out their product? Is it coming from the US, or is it coming directly from China, from Taiwan, or whatever, or China? And I looked at this, and the thing it says on the bottom, which scares the heck out of me, is this thing that says where it's got the serial number and the model is DJI Air 2S EU. And
it
I
doesn't
know
matter. It's a G. It will have both. It will have both modes on it. So if you take it to the States, it will run in FCC mode. If you take it to China, I believe China is a FCC.
So what about you there in Thailand? What did it run?
At the moment, officially, this is in CE mode. And CE mode with OcuSync 3.
I think that might be your problem you were talking about for your dropouts compared to the OcuSync 2.
Yes.
Yeah. In your OcuSync 2, is that running FCC or is...
No. But it's slightly better, in my opinion, because the drones are OcuSync 3 is full on HD 1080, and I think the difference in signal makes a thing. Certainly, on the smart controller, the Air 2 is better than the Air 2S. Now I've got the FPV drone, which let's say has an FCC hack, and that I now get what people are talking about when they say how good OcuSync 3 is, but it's only good if you're in an FCC country. Honestly, though, James, with the controller, not the smart controller, it's more than operable. But you're just not going to be able to go.
And that from last week, that was something that enlightened me. That's one of the reasons why I didn't buy the smart controller. Why I went with this one, because this one, we discussed it last week, and I went out and I verified it. I went to all the bulletin boards and on DJI, because the control that comes with this one, that you connect your phone, it has four antennas inside there.
Your weak point is the phone. Unfortunately, because of where you are, it has nothing to do with the model. It has to do with the fact that all iPhones dim the screen after about 5 minutes. And the problem with the Air 2S is it uses the processor. And I noticed that I've got an iPhone 11 and it's meant to be, all singing, all dancing, very, very fast. It literally lasted 4 minutes before it dimmed the screen. And then you
just touch a screen, right? You just touch a screen and
No, because the phone gets so hot that it dims the screen as protection. And if you're in a hot country like where you and I are, it's even worse. Hence why I do use the smart controller, and I'm praying that DJI make another one, because the smart controller doesn't dim and it has a fan in it and it keeps it cool. And that's why I love the smart controller. And despite what a lot of YouTubers are saying with the smart controller, it's not as bad. There are people out there, I think, are making clickbaity videos just to get you to watch going, oh, it's inoperable. It's not inoperable. It works. it does jump a bit sometimes, but not as much as
I-
a lot of people are making out.
I heard that too, and I read that in bulletin boards about the synchronization using the smart controller. But I also read that what we talked about last week, that you said it's not so much of a problem. I also read where many people complain that they don't get the distance from the smart controller that they do from the controller, this one right here, that uses the 4 antennas versus the 2 antennas that are built into the smart controller.
They won't, but I could just make it out the other day. I had it kind of in line of sight above a jungle, and I was on the smart controller, and that was a reasonable distance. It's operable with the smart controller. It's not the greatest range in the world.
Can you get a mile with it?
What is your distance using the smart controller that you've been experiencing?
I had it over a mountain, and I had it hovering over the top of this sort of jungle area. I was in trees, but I kind of had line of sight to the drone, and I got about 1.2 kilometers.
See, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good for me. You know, we're flying. I pushed the Phantom to 11 kilometers when we fly over the lake. When we're doing a line of sight over the lake, it only advertises 7, but it all depends on conditions. Line of sight. You know, if you have buildings, if you have interference around you. That's why I bought this.
About the smart controller, Joe James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the smart
with the regular controller.
Bear in mind that the smart controller is underpowered. The smart controller is underpowered, and
okay, we can stop. That was at a bar I was at earlier.
The smart controller is underpowered, and the normal controller is better. As I said, your problem is the phone. And the phone will work. It has enough of a processor in it, but it will probably dim after a few minutes if you're not in the shade. If you're in the shade, you'll probably get better performance out of it.
It's all everything's not doomed just because I have this one, because even though I'm kind of old school, Ness has I don't know what Ness. She has one of the newer ones, like the iPhone 8.
What's your phone?
I don't know what her
but it is.
Yes, she has one. I could always use hers.
Technically, yours is. I think the SE came out around about the same time as the iPhone 8, iPhone 10, and I think the processor in yours is better. The trouble is with this drone is because they've now got the 1-inch sensor and OcuSync 3, and the fact the bit rate is up to I think 120 on, and it's an upper bit rate on this drone.
Megabits.
It burns through processor, and my iPhone 11 has issues with it. In the fact that the transmission is stronger and it dims after a while, whereas the problem that people are complaining about the smart controller jumping is because it's maxing out the hardware, and it seems to be doing that with phones. And if you're in a country like us,
the signal problem, it's a processing problem.
With the phones, yes.
Yeah.
But I think OcuSync 3 is underpowered in CE countries, because when you fly with the goggles and the FPV drone, for instance, you fly behind a tree less than 200 meters from you, you lose signal. Whereas I was flying it out over the ocean, and I had the goggles on and the controller, and I'd get 1,000 meters out, bump, lose signal. And this is OcuSync 3. Switch it to FCC. I mean, I had it out to 4,000 meters. This was out over the ocean, mind you, and it was perfect. And at that point, because it's the FPV drone, and I pelted it out there, it was losing battery, so I chickened out and came back again. But it is hugely underpowered in CE countries. That's the only thing. It's better on this, and it's better. It's a really good drone. Don't get me wrong. It flies extremely well. The camera on it is fantastic.
Well, they're mostly, if you read the reviews, the majority more good feedback from it than the bad feedback. So based upon that, I decided to go ahead and try it. It was actually on sale. They had a they call it the 5/5 sale over here, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And they run like a
Cinco
4-day
de Mayo.
from the 5th to the 9th or something like that. So I wasn't going to buy it here in the Philippines because any of the DJI products in the Philippines are so much higher than buying it inside the US. And I was going to wait till I go back to the US. But you got to realize we've been trying to get back to the US for well over a year. We were supposed to go back March of last year. Then we had to cancel that. Then we had November of last year. We had to cancel that. We had one for the beginning of this year. We had to cancel that. And we're pushed to the end of this year. So who knows when we're going to get back to the U.S. because of all these travel bans and restrictions and quarantines and all the paperwork. It's really so what I decided to do when they brought up the Lazada, and I looked at this one right here and looked at the pricing. The pricing for this with the sale was about $150, the equivalent to about $150 over what it sells in the U.S. So I got to thinking, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to go ahead and absorb the difference on that.
James.
Yeah.
I hope it works out.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't know that I'll get it out today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and
There you go.
so we'll see. We'll see. I'll be and I'll let you know the next time we get together. I'll let you know how this did. Which brings up another point. Yesterday, you put up that picture just a minute ago with the DJI. It looked like a Phantom 3. It looked like Phantom 3 stuck in the side of a tree.
It looks like a 3 standard stuck in a tree. Yeah.
That reminds me of yesterday, my Phantom 4. A subscriber asked me, he's considering buying a property here, and he said, "Can you give me an idea what the proximity area, the wall around, what surrounds this piece of property?" So me being the kind of person I'm like, sure, no problem. I'll just sit here. I'll just fly my drone over there. I'll take a picture for you. I don't even have to walk over it. I don't have to do that. So I was in a hurry, and I got the drone up. I flew it over there. I got the picture for him, and I came back here, and I'm like, I'm just gonna land it real quick, and I was manually landing. I wasn't doing the return to home or the land. So I bring it, and the drone was facing me, and it was right by my umbrella right here, my umbrella right there. and it was too close to the umbrellas, so I said, "Oh, I got to get away. I got to get away from it." So I never quickly hit your controller arm on there, and being it was facing me, I went in the opposite direction, and I ran ran right into the umbrella. I could see it was because the 3 props that were still running normally. The other one was like slamming into it. Was slamming. You could see the props bending and everything like that. And see, it's right here. I grabbed the leg with my hand and I pulled it away. But the whatever you call that mount that the camera goes on, the little gyro mount thing inside there.
Oh, yeah,
the gimbal's going bam, 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 bam. It hit it so hard.
Oh man.
And so I'm like, oh, this is going to be a full recalibration, and maybe I broke one of my props. And so what I did was I shut it down immediately. I put it over here to the side. There was something else I had to do, and I said I'll get back to this in just a little bit. But you know what? I went right back to it maybe an hour later, and I pushed the on button, started up. The gimbal didn't do anything abnormal. I did a
good deal
test. I lifted it up. I went right above, maybe about 50 meters. Everything perfect, no problem. So again, that's my, how many times, Art, is that I've hit obstacles? That's 4th. That's my 4th time. Coconut tree.
Yeah, 5 left, right? 9 lives. 9 lives.
Yeah. So I did the coconut tree. I did the tree right by Service Gate when we were building. I hit the high power 10 electric lines over there by the subdivision clubhouse. Nice. And this one now I hit the umbrella. So, and it's weird, in the back of my mind, I said, I had if it would have been my only drone, I would have been, oh my God, like I can't believe I just did this to this. But in the back of my mind, this was sitting on the table in the house. I'm like, no big deal. But you know what?
I think
Trying to kill it off.
the video that you get, out of that drone is amazing. You will love it.
Well, I also like some of the capabilities, those video features that they put, and I think you have them on other cameras now. But they have one called, I think, Mainframe. Is that the name of the main?
Master shots.
No, it's not after Master Shots. Master Shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that, and they have other, and it's really difficult. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit older and I don't grasp technology like I used to very accurately. But it seems like all these, they have like 6 in both in Master Shots. Master Shots has like 3 different modes in Master Shots. And then you have the other things where you can track yourself and hover around you, do all these kind of things. But they all kind of look the same to me. It's like each one of the, I don't know.
I mean, I was going to see if I can share a video quickly. I don't know if this is going to work.
I always think of the Master Shots as kind of like just a fun thing, as opposed to really
lazy filmmakers tool.
But that's one of the biggest. That Master Shot is one of the biggest things that they're pushing for the 2S.
Really?
The drones. Look at how it was windy. And look at how stable it is, and the colors in that. That's off the drone, and it's quiet enough to get away with that bird. Wasn't that worried about it. I mean, this is just me testing. I haven't edited it. I just color graded it just to see what it came out like. But that's using manual flight. The thing that you were talking about, where this drone's got spotlight and POV, and I haven't got this video, but I then did a POV on that bird, but it tracked the bird. So it started circling around the bird quite lowly, and as the bird is moving, the drone just moves back.
That would have been nice to see that. And you know, we can't appreciate what you're seeing from your raw footage because we're seeing this streamed right now, so we're not going to get the resolution. I bet you that's really beautiful on the original, the original.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it's playing like your end, but the colors, it's the colors off that drone that's so impressive.
Is
that with?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that with or without a filter on there? Any filters on there?
That comes with. Well, see, you've just got the drone. You didn't get the Fly More, did you? So
I didn't get the fly. No, I didn't get the Fly More. I didn't.
That's with the DJI stock filter on there that comes with it. Because with the Fly More, you get 4 filters with it, and the filters are pretty good. At the moment,
what filter?
It's the DJI stock one.
Yeah, which one? The stock one that comes with it?
Yeah.
Does this one?
Shot using ND8.
Does this have one?
No. You can buy them separately, James. So you can order them from DJI. They're the only ones, other than some. I think PGY Tech have got some out, but the usual filter companies have been really slow off the mark with it. Yeah, well, last time I checked, which was a week ago, Freewell hadn't got anything out yet.
And this is something when I was trying to do the research, I don't want to buy every one of the filters because they're quite expensive when you start adding all this up.
The VND.
What do you want?
Get a pair of VNDs.
As what Chuck said, you want VNDs. That's what you want to get.
Yeah, you get 2 of them.
The ND,
$50 you get 2 of them.
No, you get what's called a
variable
VND.
ND. You can adjust it from 1 to 5
variable.
stops is the first one. Yeah, 1 to 5 stops takes you up to like an ND16 equivalent with 1 filter. They're just dial them in.
I don't know if you can see. You can see this, James. That is a variable ND. So you twist it, and it makes it lighter or darker. So you can set it between an ND32 and an ND4.
Does that
and you
fit?
just turn it.
And that fits on the.
But there are ones coming for this one. Polar Pro are bringing theirs out towards the end of May. Polar Pro are the most expensive. Freewell are rumored but haven't announced anything yet on their VNDs. But PGY Tech have got some coming out, and PGY Tech are not that bad these days. Their filters have got considerably better. Yeah, they've got considerably better. So you can get VNDs are the way to go. If you're not going to be doing sort of anything broadcast level quality, VNDs are more than fine, and they're a cheaper way of doing it, and they're more convenient than having to buy 100
Very
different filters, depending on the.
You just leave it on the drone. You dial it in. Yeah, you can set your exposure before you take the drone off the ground.
Well, you said they're not available. They're not available yet for the 2S with the rectangular type of.
Have a look on Laserdad, because there was a PGY Tech one coming.
Okay. All
So
right.
have a look on Laserdad, and you'll probably find one for it. So they will be here in the next couple of weeks. Put it that way.
Yeah,
So,
something about shutter speed and things. I remember, and we talked about it on maybe 2 episodes about that problem I have with my DJI, the Phantom 4 Pro, with all those white with the lines going through there. Well, I found a really interesting YouTube video that somebody that explained it, and they showed nobody. I mean, we kind of went in the right direction, I think, when we were looking at it, but it has to do with its overexposure. And
you've got your
zebra lines.
Your
exposures turned on.
Oh,
yeah. So I found this wonderful video. I don't know. I didn't bookmark it, but the guy did an excellent job of explaining it, showed it in action, and I'm like, oh. That's exactly my problem right there. As soon as he hit something with a white background, and it was in a certain lighting condition, all those lines that were going inside there, and I'm like,
and there's focusing.
And it's overexposure, and he showed the setting that you go to change that inside your. Yeah. So that was good. I was glad I found that. So I don't my drone's not bad, my camera's not bad, the CMOS camera's not bad. It's just I need to be more familiar with some of the settings inside there that I can think with.
Just a setting.
Well, guys,
there's a focus one too that's cool.
Video.
Art, I gotta take off.
Oh, okay, Mike. Well, thanks for jumping.
Take off, eh?
Thank you.
Take off.
The cool.
Good day, eh?
Thank you.
I got some stuff I got to do, but good to see you guys. And
good to see you, Mike.
Keith, good to meet you. And
good to meet you too, sir.
And I'll be listening in. So have a great morning and evening, guys.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Mike.
I'm going to share a video of the flying pig in the dark.
Ooh, Pigovision. It's a flying swine. Where is it?
Hold on.
Oh, those lights are kind of cool.
Those lights are extremely cool. If they were blue, they'd be even cooler. Oh wait, they're turning blue. No, they're teasing us. Like Close Encounters. Pretty snappy. I like the blue.
I want to say hello to Matt in Northeast Rose, all the way from Australia, in the chat.
Yeah, Matt was talking about the red lines that you see around the outline of your subjects when you're in focus and when you're not. That's another selectable option.
Yeah. It's option on most cameras. I think they call it AEB or something, and it is to show your when you're overexposed. Yeah, and the red one is focusing. But that drone is pretty.
Well,
cool.
The red is focusing. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
I like the lights.
It was pretty stable. Was it pretty calm outside?
That's pretty.
Well, outside it was fairly breezy out. It just went up and then when you whoop, right to a tree.
Sort of like right
I
into
was
the
teasing
umbrella.
Oh man, I was teasing the
Yeah,
bartender
it's like,
about the Phantom 3
trying to
standard in
pull it back.
the birch tree.
Mm. Oh,
You know.
Keith,
It's all right.
I just wanted to mention your comments about what's going down with lockdowns and the response of the government to personal protection. It's everything you said. Everything is exactly what's going on right here. Even me and my wife, when we drive, we have to have our masks on when we drive out there. But the only thing different is when we go into any business establishment in the city, in Lipa proper, we not only have to wear the mask, we have to wear the face shield. We have to double up on our PPE. We must have it all. So, and we're in the same situation. What we do, we never leave home. We order pretty much all our food, whether it be groceries or in these days, we probably order now probably more than 50% just regular like restaurant food they deliver here, because it's about the same cost as what it would cost us to buy the food and for Ness to prepare it, and she doesn't have to do the hassle. So it's a lot easier because she does the cooking and I do the stuff out in the yard. She does the cooking. And but yeah, everything you said mirrored going on over here too. Yeah.
We've got to go on.
And you ask
Sorry.
anybody about, have you got your vaccine? Anybody said anything about the vaccine? Everybody's like, we haven't heard any of those.
First one, I get my second one next week.
Yeah. What's sad?
Good.
It's sad for me
Get my
because I
double
get all these
jabs.
emails. I get these emails every week here from the VA back in the U.S. It's like, come on down, get your shot. We got a abundance of it, and we got your schedule. And then my wife also works for a government agency in the U.S. and they're saying, and they've been authorized like 6 months for having the vaccine for where she works from. And,
Yeah, they can't give it away. They can't give it away here in the States. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There is some rumors that yesterday the private hospital started talking about the Mondana one, and they're going to offer it at it's going to be about the equivalent of $90 for the 2 shots. That's what they're saying, that they're across the board that they're going to charge this one price if you want it privately. Although the government has said that private hospitals are allowed to buy it, they've also made sure that there's so much bureaucracy and paperwork that the private hospitals don't seem to know what or how to order it in. But the private hospitals have done a deal with Mondana, and that is about to be approved by the federal. It's the Mondana vaccine, I think, or
Moderna.
It's the
Moderna. I'm not sure.
Moderna.
Moderna. I'm not sure.
Moderna.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's the one that we might be able to get, and that's the one that me and my wife we're just going to pay for it if need be.
Thing.
Yeah. No, it's talking about when the aluminium thing, and then he asked us to say methane the other day on the stream.
Aluminium.
Aluminum.
I love that.
What's that? It's a contravesty.
I gotta get water. I'm out of water again.
But,
water. I'm surprised he's got water. He's usually got a glass of wine. Isn't that normally what he keeps stocked beside his broadcast bench there?
We have got to venture out today, unfortunately, because we wanted to order something online, and because again, from some weird reason, they won't accept the one and only bank that I happen to be banking with, and we need some sheets because we've just ordered a new mattress, and it's an IKEA one, so they're odd shapes. So, and you can only get the sheets from IKEA. So we're going to have to go to IKEA this morning because we just can't order them over the internet. So we're going to go after the stream, and hopefully we're just going to go in and out and bathe in the alcohol and hand sanitizer.
Oh, Art, I want to apologize to you. I don't know if I think it was you. Maybe Chuck was in last week. Remember when something we ran so long on that stream that we thought we were still streaming, but we weren't. That got cut off because I think the length of time that you did it last week.
It was a
and
buffering issue.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
you went back and looked at it, what was recorded, there was no problem. I didn't see any problem with the buffering. I didn't see any problem at all on there, all the way to the end. All the way to the end, I didn't see any problem. But that's not what I was. I'm not apologizing for that. What I'm apologizing for is, remember, after we got done,
yeah, don't
we
apologize for buffering.
we remember at the end when the broadcast ended. You know,
Greg?
sometimes we hang around inside in the StreamYard where we
Backstage.
can talk backstage, and I said, well, guys, I got to go, and I really, and I thought I was in, because I do so much Zoom with the Rotary Club and the Homeowners Association and the other things around here. In Zoom, when you hit you're going to leave, it gives you one more chance. It says, okay, you go ahead and close it. So you hit that. Yeah. So, but this one, when you hit leave the very first time, boom, you're good. So I was in the middle of talking to you. I'm getting ready, not to say thanks for everything, and I was gone from you guys. I thought, God, they must have thought that was really rude. I just dropped out and didn't say
see how you are.
But I did. That's what happened. That's what happened last time. Okay, so that's my alibi. All right. I'm really not a rude person.
Just gave out on you.
But yeah, that was surprising. Next thing you know is, oh, we're not broadcasting anymore. It was crazy. So there's definitely some kind of limitation on time on that.
The dragon
I didn't go
fruit
over my
smoothie looked really good, by the way, James.
Near 20
That's-
hours.
That smoothie was really good. I got to tell you, now
The color is amazing.
My favorite exotic fruit in the Philippines right now is dragon fruit. My favorite out of all the stuff that we have back here.
Crazy color. That thing looked crazy.
Oh, and you can eat it by itself. You can eat it as an additive. Remember we sliced it up and we made it with salad. We put it inside the salad, so it gives a little bit of sweetness to the salad. But the dragon fruit in a raised bed garden, I'm so glad. I thought I'm overdoing it, like I always do it. I overdo it with green beans, and I have like thousands of green beans, and I have to keep throwing away green beans. And I realized we only need one green bean, the sitaw, the ones, the green beans that grow about 20 inches long. And then so I'm down to one on that one, and that's making enough for us to have green beans every other night. We can have green beans now. But the dragon fruit, I thought I did the same thing, but I did not. As a matter of fact, I'm planting more dragon fruit along the fence lines around the edge. I want to make sure we always have plenty of dragon fruit and pineapples. I'm still trying to plant as many pineapples in as many inconspicuous places around the yard that I possibly can, because they're great. They're great, and you can do so many things with them.
It's mango season here, so we're getting fresh mangoes all over the place, and we have a mango tree just outside. It's grown this year.
How old is your mango tree?
I don't know, because we kind of inherited it. We didn't know it was a mango tree until last year, when it actually for the first time grew mangoes. And we were, it's a mango tree.
Then it's probably about 5 years old if it's the first time, because normally they start growing right around 5. Because we'll be going into our 5th year with the mango tree that we have back here, and I'm going to spray it with the ammonium nitrate. I'm going to get a mister. You add some water to it. You put some of that inside there. Just dilute it down, and you spray the edges of it, and it forces the blooms for the mangoes. But you don't want to do it too early, or you'll kill your tree. So we're going to do that about next December, this next coming December, for that one. And I have two mango trees. I don't know if you can see.
Right.
Maybe it's being blocked by there.
Microphone.
You see
that big microphone
right there.
Yes.
That's
nice.
That's a dwarf. That's a dwarf one right there. And I think that's 3 years old. So it's going to take a while before we can get some mangoes off of that one. But we have an Indian mango, a dwarf Indian mango back over there, and I prune the heck out of it every year after, because mangoes grow like crazy. And if you have a native mango tree from this area right here, it's like a skyscraper. It probably grows 40 meters tall or something like that. It grows huge. We have one in the back of the subdivision back here on a lot that it's a pretty huge lot. It's about 1,300 square meters. But that one tree takes up over the entire lot. One tree in the center of that lot takes over the entire lot. You can only have one tree on that one. That's about like that over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking for. How were your mangoes that you got off of it this year?
They're good. They're good.
Yeah.
The tree did produce. We remember them last year. The tree produced quite sweet. They're very sweet. But this is a good time of year for mangoes because.
Do you know the variety of mango that you have on that one?
I don't. They're yellow and sweet. They're not.
Well, we have two varieties. One of them will be like the smaller one. That will be like that one. But the other one that we have, which is the Indian mango, which is like in this area, it's native to this area we have right here. They eat it before it gets.
The green one.
The green one, and it's a little bit sour.
And do they eat it with sugar and salt and chili and stuff?
Sugar and salt, whatever your taste is.
Yeah.
They do that. That's what that one is. The ones that should be. But I understand. Somebody told me if you leave it on there long enough, it will start to get a little yellowish on there. So
yeah,
and that's the way I like mine because they also told me for my calamansi, they said don't leave because my calamansi there's a tree right behind me over here, and the calamansi gets like the size of half of a tangerine in the U.S. It's huge, and people say, "Oh, it's bad. You don't let." And it got oranges looking, and they said, "Oh, you can't use it." So I ate it, and it tastes almost like a tangerine. It's calamansi, so don't listen to what everybody tells you all the time. Sometimes you got to experiment for yourself to see. Yeah. So we'll see about the Indian mango too, because I like the sweet. I like the ones like you have in your yard. I like the sweeter one.
We don't have much land. We where I'm sitting now used to be where we had like a little vegetable patch, but we kind of elected to build an office and kitchen. So we don't have much land, but my wife has now got a little plot, funny enough, near where her sister has a little coffee shop. So she's growing stuff there now. So we're experimenting again there. But we used to grow out we only have a tiny little bit of space on the side, and that's where our mango tree is. We grow trees up so that people can't look in because we live in one of these I don't know if you get them in the Philippines, but there's lots of houses next to each other, and they're in a sort of gated community, and you have security on the door and everything, and you pay a certain amount of money every year for maintenance, and they collect your rubbish and everything. It's pennies. It's about here it's $120 a year. That's the equivalent of what we pay. So
we pay we have HOA fees here, and our HOA fees about four times that. And that includes the amenities like the swimming pool and the clubhouse, the security, all of our security lights inside here, the maintenance people that take care of the roads, sidewalks, and all the shrubs and hedges and all the garden they have inside here. So it's equivalent. It's about what we pay for our HOA fees back in the U.S. But it's actually, believe it or not, for here, because I'm on the board of directors here, and we had to do a cost comparison to all the other HOAs in the local area to explain to our people why sometimes we have to raise rates a little bit because of the cost of everything goes up. So anyway, we did a comparison, and we're actually really low. I'm really surprised at some of these communities around here, what they charge. Some of them charge 4 times. There are people paying up to the equivalent of almost $2,000 a year in HOA fees, but they're also in places that are like near the beaches or near resort areas like Tagaytay. Mm-hmm. They're in really, really upscale gated communities and stuff like that. But ours are not bad for what we get here. I'm happy.
Mm. Mm. It's we don't have the pool or anything in this one, so I think that's why our fees are slightly cheaper. But it's certainly nicer living in here. Although I did have a close encounter with a great big 2-meter long monitor lizard the other night, which is very rare. I've seen them outside, not inside the village, and because I do this nightly routine of walking around the village. I was walking up this road, and I just heard this, and I looked, and there was this thing, and it looked like a freaking crocodile. And it was coming. I realised what it was, but then it saw me, it clocked me, turned around. And they're much quicker than any kind of, it legged it, and it was fast. I mean, really, but great big thing he was.
Yeah, we have an ancestor, or they say it's like an ancestor, but of the monitor lizard here. I don't know what the relationship is, or even if that's true. But we have something called biawak, the biawak, and it's about the ones that I've seen in my yard here that come through the fence, that come through the gate and the fence and come inside. They're about 1.2 meter, I would say about 1.2 meter long, a little over yard long, and they're huge. We actually had one get into the house one time, and I just left the door. Because I'm not going near that thing, because they can bite you. They can bite you, and if they bite you, they're not poisonous, but what they are is they have bacteria in their mouth, and you can get an infection from the bite that they have and stuff. But they're huge, and they're scary. It's scary, especially for somebody who didn't grow up in this country with all these weird reptiles that they have over here.
Well, down in Florida, they have iguanas. They're just out of control down there. They've got the green iguana, and then they have the Mexican iguanas, and they get huge.
Does it wear a sombrero?
Yeah, that's right.
That's how you can tell. Yeah, that's how you can tell. The cucaracha.
Well, they're the ones with the poncho. Anyway, they get up over 60 inches long.
Wow.
Oh, 5 feet.
I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
They're all those big reptiles. Some came back from the dinosaurs and stuff like that. Oh, Art, what all those comments that people were saying early at the very beginning of the broadcast, and I think they probably stopped it. They're kind of accepted. You need to work on your mic. When you first started today, don't mess with it now. But listen, when you close out and you have your recorded broadcast, go back and listen to, and you'll understand what people are saying. Mike was being nice when you said, "Is it good?" And how's it sound now? And Mike's like, "Oh, it sounds good." It actually got worse. What you're doing, you're overdriving. When you turn your gain up, but you're overdriving at a low volume. So there's a possibility that one of your settings in either StreamYard or in your processing equipment that has to do with maybe noise cancellation, echo.
Might be the vMix.
The vMix. Yeah. So what you need to do, you need to experiment. You need to go back and just do a broadcast that you put on there. You just don't publish it, and go back and listen to that, because right now, when you're talking right now, you can tell you're breaking. And again, you're above. You're in the red section right now, but your volume is low.
Okay.
Your volume is low.
I can see that on my monitor on my mixer. That I'm hitting in the red.
So you're in the noise, but your volume to the audience, to us, is very low. You're probably about 40% under what you should be. Keith, Chuck, Mike, when he was on, I don't know what I sound like, but I know they're clean. They got a very good volume level, but yours is low with distortion. Yeah. And it's just, and I'm an audio guy. I'm an audio guy from both my electronics career field and doing the band stuff. And I can hear things that probably they think maybe is normal, but it's not normal. So you're a little bit better. I can hear you right now. You went a little bit better.
Yeah, I was in vMix, and what I did is I upped the gain on one of the mixers. So maybe I can.
But I can also hear your aircon in the background now.
Some echo
or something.
Echo.
So there's some kind of like something in the background that's a little. I can
it's
hear.
My furnace.
Your furnace. Okay, yeah, I can hear the motor.
I don't have aircon here because I'm 4 feet underground where I live, because I live what's called a garden
Rest
level.
in peace. Rest in peace, Art. Rest in peace.
Yeah. And I'm also on the northwest side of the building, so it doesn't get really hot in the summertime.
Yeah, but
that's lucky. Our aircon built here year round is ridiculous. I've got it on now.
Well, you need to get solar.
I have been thinking about it, but again, solar here.
It's for its hot water.
finding the right people to do it here is the issue, and then you've got to work out if you want batteries or if you're going to feed, if it's going to feed your mains. And the solar panels themselves are not the expensive bit; it's the converter that costs.
And the batteries, if you do like the
Yeah.
Tesla batteries, if you can find them. Like, I don't know, that's what we want here. We roughed in, and when you say rough in, we just have a pipe from the roof that goes all the way down to the breaker panel, the entry panel from the from our utility company. So all they got to do is run the DC wires from the solar panels through that little conduit, and then they'll hook it up to the inverter or whatever that thing is that they have inside there and cook.
Mm-hmm.
The roof on top of this room and the room next door is large enough to power the entire house. It's just the space for the equipment that you then need to do it. But I'm still mulling it over. I'm still doing research on it because it is something I'd like to do.
Yeah, same here.
It would be. We've got the space for it. We've certainly got the space for it on top of this roof.
When we were building, we actually invited three the owners of three solar companies to come here, and we interviewed them. That was part of a lot of the contractors that would come here for different jobs as a courtesy to them and promote visibility of their business. We would talk to like the CEO or the owner of the company, and we did that with three. One of them, I remember, one of them was a German company that came inside here, and I don't remember the names of the other two, but they're in earlier. So we had plans from the very beginning. Unfortunately for us, the design, our roof design is kind of complex. It's a Mediterranean style, and there are a lot of pitches, and it's not a flat. It's not a plain flat. It's interesting. It's really beautiful. I think the architectural design is very beautiful, but the largest open area of my roof faces the east, and that's where they want to put all the solar panels, because I don't really have enough wide area to put the panels, because they're really gabled. They get a lot of very short gabled areas. So I can't do anything facing optimally to the south or the southwest. So I can't do that. So if they put and they can put like 18 panels on this one big area that faces the east, which means I'll get free electricity from like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning till about noon, 12:30 in the afternoon. And as the sun starts going to the west, they'll lose all their efficiency. Yeah. That's why I want the batteries, so the batteries we can take advantage. And maybe they deplete during the second half of the day, but the least amount of electricity that uses is nighttime when you're sleeping, unless you have aircon and you run the aircon heavily. And we don't here. We live in a very mild climate. It's very temperate here. We haven't turned the air conditioners on yet this year, and even though for the evening time, the evenings are very cool and breezy here in this part of Lipa. So
I wish this is the hottest part of the year. It doesn't. I can't. Maybe Chuck can do the conversion for this, but it doesn't get below 28, 29 at night here. That's Celsius, so I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But it's hot. It's
84 degrees.
I mean, yeah, there. It's. I mean, last night it was.
But it's 84.
It was 30 last night. Yeah. It's the hottest part. It's the hottest time of the year.
Degrees, yeah.
Well, it's pretty much the hottest. Yeah, we're getting into the hottest part of the year right now here, and I haven't been really looking so much, but I'd probably say we get down to around 24. Yeah, see that. At nighttime.
What we have our aircon on. Yeah. So yeah. It's but without it, it's just too sweltering, and it runs most of the year. Although less so towards the latter end of the year, maybe in the evening. But I don't need to run it in the daytime in here so much. But by the evening, it gets a bit hot, and at some point, you have to run it just to keep the computer working.
Yeah, and that's one of the things when people ask if I'm going to retire in the Philippines, what's a good area to retire in, and there's so many different things you have to ask them about their preferences and stuff like that. But many of them ask me about, tell me why Lipa is so good, And one of the things that I have to explain is and pass on and share is the climate here. You go 10 kilometers to the north or 10 kilometers to the south of us, right? About 5 miles in either direction. And the temperature is about 3 to 5 degrees C higher in either direction, because you come up on a hill. We're kind of elevated here, and we get nice breezes. We're not that far from the sea, so the mountains around here kind of help us stay a little bit cooler too. So that's why this is a desirable area to retire. If you're going to retire in Luzon, the island of northern island of Luzon, this is a good area.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Guys, we've done 2.5 hours, and I think it's about time we start wind this puppy down and call it a night. And yeah, that's right.
Wind her down.
Yeah.
Nope.
Chuck, how much
Crank down the
longer you're staying at your cottage there?
We go home tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Wrapping
Okay.
up. Is this yeah, we got here midweek. Just a few days.
It was weird when you moved away, when you left your seat there and walked away and came back. You must have some kind of light projection because when you walked away, instead of the light being on you, you could see all the rafters inside your ceiling
Like this?
area right there.
Like that?
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Can you see? And it looks
Yeah.
really nice. It's a very nice setup you got right there.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool place. We've been here twice now. It's
Yeah.
very cozy and comfy.
That's what we're trying. We're going to be building a pavilion in our backyard. Oops, did I just give away my project info? Yeah, we're going to be building a pavilion.
I think you did.
And
That's okay.
and the
Where
roof
are you
is going
gonna
to be.
put it?
We're
Right
getting rid
out
of
the room.
We're donating our Bahay Kubo to the Canadians that are going to be building across the street over here. They want to do the same thing. I don't know if you remember my early videos during the build. That was my office. That was my working home office when the house was being built. And I stayed there every day to manage and watch the build. And so they want to do the same thing while their house is being built. They want to. So I said, well, we have to move it. I have no other place in the yard that I can put it. We have no more room. And they said, oh, can we have it? And I said, yeah, that's cool. That'd be great. And I think what we're going to do, they're going to set up like CCTV or something like that. And we're going to let them connect into our Wi-Fi because they're right across the street from us. So, because I don't know if they're going to come over together. They're supposed to but if they can't come over together, the CCTV link going through our Wi-Fi, the husband, who's the foreigner, he can at least watch every single day what's going on with the build if he doesn't travel with his wife. Hopefully they can travel together and they don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest problem is getting it out of our yard because we just have the service gate over here and it's narrow, more narrow than the Bahay Kubo. And we had, I don't know if you watched my episode of the Bahay Kubo coming here when we put it on there, when we had no fence. When we did that, I just I just got a message. The guy's watching. The guy he said, yeah, they're coming over together. He said, yes, me, the foreigner. So anyway, we didn't have a fence there, and you'll watch. If you watch that, that's a really neat episode about the Bahay Kubo coming here. And I don't know how many people they had. I don't know if they had 12 or 16 people, but it was so heavy. It took those guys, and they couldn't lift it but about this much off and skip it across to get it to where it's rests right now. So I don't know how they're going to get it out. They might have to disassemble part of it and then try to reassemble it again. Yeah. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's not so easy because it's not like screws or anything. Everything is totally nailed together inside there. So they'll find some way. I just don't want them to damage my fence, the gates, the fence, or the fence post getting it out. So they'll get it out somehow. But that's what the plans are. And then we'll have enough room on Bahay Kubo Island for the pavilion. And that will be very nice because now that will be opened up facing to the swimming pool. So we'll be able to sit there and relax and have the ceiling fans go inside there. Cool. Very nice.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming to the show, and
Consider
you
joining.
guys have a great Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, thanks to
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks everybody. You guys and the folks that showed up in the chat. It's great.
All right, let's
Peace out.